Story 1. I'm Jake, 27, and up until a short while ago, I believed I was navigating a clear path. I had a job I loved, a comfortable apartment overlooking the city park, and Sophia, 24, my girlfriend of 3 years. But one evening, everything took a turn. I was winding down after work when an unexpected message popped up from an old college buddy, Ben. He'd sent a link to a video on a Telegram group with a simple note. "Thought you should see this." Thinking it might be a funny clip or a college memory, I clicked on it. The content, however, was far from what I expected. The video, though grainy, clearly showed Sophia and Marcus, 26, my best friends since high school. They were in a public restroom, closed into the toilet, kissing and sharing a close moment. While it wasn't so explicit, the closeness between them was evident. That video hit me. Marcus, my go-to guy for everything, and Sophia, my partner in every sense, seemed to have a connection I was unaware of. I watched the video again, hoping I'd misunderstood, but the truth was hard to ignore. The trust one had placed in both Sophia and Marcus felt shaken. Nights became a cycle of reflection and seeking answers. It wasn't just about the video. It was the realization that two pillars of my life had a chapter one wasn't part of. The first person I needed to confront was Marcus. I needed answers directly from him. I called him up and asked to meet. The tension in my voice must have been evident because he agreed without hesitation. We met at our usual spot, a quiet park bench overlooking the river, the place where we'd shared countless conversations, celebrated victories, and supported each other through tough times. This time, the atmosphere was different. I pulled out my phone and played the video for him. He watched intently, his face unreadable. When it ended, he looked up and said, "Jake, from this angle, it's hard to tell. Heads from above can easily be mixed up. It might not be what you think." Then I pointed out the unmistakable clothes they were wearing, the same ones I'd seen them in earlier that day. His face paled, and after a long pause, he finally spoke. "Look, I won't lie. I had too much to drink that night, and things just happened. It wasn't planned, and I regret it deeply." The betrayal from someone I considered a brother was too much to bear. In a fit of rage, without thinking, I swung at him. My fist connected with his face, and he stumbled back, shocked. I turned and walked away without saying a word. After leaving Marcus, I headed straight to Sophia's place. I needed to hear her side of the story, to understand, to find some semblance of clarity in this mess. As I approached her door, I took a deep breath, bracing myself for the confrontation. When she opened the door, her eyes were red and swollen, a clear sign that she had been crying. Before I could say anything, she blurted out, "Marcus texted me. He told me everything." Her voice was shaky, filled with guilt and fear. I demanded to see their chat. Reluctantly, she handed over her phone. As I scrolled through their messages, one word stood out, piercing through me like a dagger. "The babe." Marcus had referred to Sophia as the babe. The intimacy of that single word confirmed my worst fears. There was no denying their relationship had crossed a line. Without uttering a word, I handed her phone back and walked away. The relationship we had built, the love and trust we shared, was irrevocably broken. The pain was overwhelming, a constant ache in my chest. The betrayal from two of the most important people in my life has left me shattered. Is there any way to heal from this? How can I move past this pain and find happiness again? Last update. It's been a few months since what happened, and I wanted to give a final update on how things have been. Following some sound advice, I took the necessary steps to distance myself from the pain and memories. I deleted all photos of Marcus and Sophia from my phone and social media. It was a tough decision, but it felt like a weight lifted off my shoulders. I also blocked their numbers, ensuring that I wouldn't receive any unexpected calls or messages that could set back my healing process. One of the best decisions I made during this time was finding a new hobby. I took up woodworking, something I'd always been interested in but never had the time to pursue. The hours spent crafting and creating kept my mind occupied and gave me a sense of accomplishment. It became a therapeutic outlet for me, allowing me to channel my emotions into something positive. I won't lie and say that everything is perfect now, but things are definitely looking up. The pain has lessened with each passing day, and I'm slowly rebuilding my life, one step at a time. I've also reconnected with old friends and made some new ones along the way. Thank you to everyone who offered support and advice during this challenging time. It truly made a difference. Wow, what a story. How would you have reacted if you were in Jake's shoes? Would you have confronted both Marcus and Sophia, or handled it differently? Share your thoughts in the comments below. In our next story, The lines between right and wrong become blurred, and a complex relationship unravels. Story 2. How to apologize to my 24M ex 24F for cheating on her and how to make her feel better. I don't know where to begin because too much has happened. My girlfriend, 24F, and I, 24M, broke up about 5 months ago. We were having a lot of fights and she thought dating me was a mistake. One day I raised my voice at her in an argument and we broke up. I know this was wrong and have since apologized for this. After breaking up, I knew that she was not doing well mentally, so I tried to be there for her. I was not doing this to get back with her since she had told me that she had feelings for her ex and might go back to him. She also told me that she still loved her ex, which was heartbreaking for me to hear. Throughout our relationship, she never said that to me because she wanted to be sure about it before confessing it, which I understood. We would still see each other a lot. I did genuinely care for her despite our breakup, and I wanted her to be okay. I would check up on her and be there for her whenever she needed me. Since both of us still had feeling for each other, there were times when we would make out. She would feel really sad after that, as she thought I was only there for her for this. The same would happen when we got physically intimate. She would regret it and would get upset at me. This kept on happening for months. It was a cycle which we couldn't break out of no matter what we tried. I did not want to ask her out because she told me she has feelings for her ex. Neither did I want to abandon her because I cared for her very deeply. She had shifted to a new apartment and we had stopped getting physical. We had started to make some boundaries. But one day after a month or so, I was at her place and it got very late. She had a spare bedroom and asked me if I wanted to stay there for the night. In the morning as we woke up, we lay beside each other and started talking about when we were together. One thing led to another and soon we started making out before getting physical. Once it was over, she started panicking and feeling bad all over again. She shouted at me and was pushing me away as I was trying to calm her down. She was feeling bad because we were not in a relationship and we were still doing all this. And also because she was talking with her ex and felt that doing this was wrong. He also had feelings for her when this was happening. I spent the entire day with her, calming her down and consoling her. After a couple of days, I was at a house party at my place. My ex was not in this party. There was a friend in this party who lost her job that day. I had to almost force her to come to the party so that she would not be alone. She was having a rough day and was crying her eyes out. I was hugging and consoling her throughout. She also had a lot of drinks. I was also drunk. Later in the night, she tried to kiss me multiple times. I never kissed her because it felt wrong. As the party was coming to an end, some people left, others slept over. She also passed out on my bed. I wanted to get some sleep and came back to my room. I asked her if it was okay if I slept next to her and she said yes. I think this was the biggest mistake of my life. We did not have sex. We did not kiss. I hugged her as she had started crying again. I did not think about my actions through. I do realize that this was wrong and it would hurt someone I care about a lot. Even though we were not dating each other, my ex would be hurt when she would find this out. When we woke up in the morning, my friend asked me to not tell this to anyone, but I had to tell my ex. I went to her place and told her what had happened. It broke her heart. I feel bad that I did this. I feel ashamed and embarrassed. I had no intentions of getting physical with my friend. I had no intention of hurting my ex. Although we had broken up several months ago, we were trying to figure out our situation, and it can even be said that we were dating without the tag, which is why she was hurt so much. I have apologized multiple times since then. I know this is not something which is easy to forgive or forget. I cut all ties with that friend because it was hurting me and my ex. When I talk to my ex, she tells me that she is reminded of me cheating on her and that she hates me for it. She is genuinely one of the kindest human I have ever met, and she did a lot in our relationship to try to make it work. She is also very sensitive and finds it hard to love herself. I know what I did makes it even more difficult for her to feel good about herself. I don't want her to devalue herself because of a mistake I made. I still genuinely care about her and want her to feel better about herself. I want advice on what to do in this situation. I want her to not feel that I did not care about her. I want her to forgive me, and I want to forgive myself, but I don't know how to. Any thoughts on this would be appreciated. It's a challenging journey to heal and move on after betrayal. Do you think Jake is on the right path to recovery? Let us know your perspective in the comments. That's the end of our episode for today. If you enjoyed these stories and want more, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and activate the notification bell. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.